300 nautical miles long and west facing out into the Atlantic, the Portuguese coast isn't the best cruising ground, particularly in the winter. Swells as much as winds are the real dangers here. Some rivers have tricky sandbars across their entrances. Some harbours are inaccessible if huge swells roll in from the west. So it's definitely not an all-weather cruising ground. For this reason, it's not difficult to get a winter berth in many of the harbours and marinas along the coast. But having said all that, it's still a coast of many attractions. And if you plan to use your boat as much as a winter home as a vessel of exploration, then there's much to be said for this fascinating country. Peniche is a busy fishing harbour that's open in all conditions, and there's a small but convenient marina nestled inside the huge breakwater. The 16th century fortress that still dominates the town is remembered as a place of evil by many, where political prisoners were held and tortured by the dictator Salazar's secret police until as recently as the late 1960s. Portugal's well known for its Atlantic seafood, and rightly so. Fleets of both inshore and offshore boats operate all year long. Cities such as Lisbon on the banks of the Rio Tejo are ideal places to while away winter's days, and indeed to moor up for the winter. Porto, the country's second city, also lies on a river. The relatively new Douro Marina offers out-of-season berths by the day or more economically by the month. Though the Atlantic coast of Portugal may be daunting, statistically there's a high proportion of winter weeks when the weather allows exploration. And Portugal also has its far more kindly south-facing coast, the Algarve. They call this the Velcro Coast. Once you arrive, you stick here, the British couple moored alongside us told me. They've been wintering on the Algarve for many years, but for them, Lagos was by far the best place they'd found. I could see their point. Tucked close to Cape St. Vincent, Portugal's most southwesterly point, Lagos itself is protected from the prevailing southwesterlies. The town and marina lie inside the river mouth. Inside the old town walls lie narrow cobbled streets, attractive churches and plazas. The pinnacles and grottos outside the harbour are ideal for kayaking. There are good beaches and a pleasant winter climate. It has a great marina with excellent facilities in a great town with lots to do. The boats in the marina were from all over Northern Europe. Boats from Scotland, Dublin, Luxembourg and Norway were moored on the same pontoon as us, and most of them had residents aboard. I think that of all the places that we visited, Lagos was the one that I would be most likely to return to for a winter on my boat. However, for those who like their home comforts, pints of British ale, English newspapers, full fried breakfasts, plus cheap fuel, Gibraltar, featured in the next clip, is the place for you.